Hey, what's going on, guys? Cody here with some free-for-all on firing range using the typical go-to class setup with the FAMAS Dual Mags, Flak Jacket Pro, Sleight of Hand Pro, and Ninja Pro. And my kill streak setups is the Blackbird, Chopper Gunner, and Attack Dogs. Alright, I'm going to be covering mainly, focusing mainly on checking your corners and kind of knowing the maps and here right here we start off with a really good example of not checking corners as that guy takes me out, and rather than kind of rush back as fast as I can and try to get a rage kill on him or a revenge kill. I'm gonna be smart about it always. Don't let a death discourage you. Don't let it don't look at it as something to get frustrated about. Instead, make it a learning experience. As I move through here, I'm going to check the corner this time. I'm not going to get killed from that area again.
Enemy spy plane incoming.
I'm going to make sure that I'm aware of that corner now, because I know that somebody could be sitting in it, or I know that somebody was sitting in it before and it could be there again. Again, I die again, and rather than trying to go back for instant revenge, this time I'm going to learn from my mistake. I know that guy killed me from that building right there, there in front of me. So this time I know it's very possible he could still be in there, so instead of just rushing through, I'm going to toss in a flashbang from through that little window. And if we stop right here, I can see the two corners in front of me and see that they're clear, so there only leaves one left. So we're always going to be checking these corners. Now, bear in mind, I know you can't check every single corner and every nook and cranny at all times, but you can kind of keep, for the most part, keep them in your peripheral vision. Like as I move through that building there, and I mentioned that I see that the two corners in front of me are clear. I don't have to point my gun at anything. I can see in my peripheral vision. I'm always looking at things, looking at corners and known camping spots like the door in front of me, the window that guy just jumped out of. Keep and I've got my eyes, in line. Just pretty much the whole picture is what you have to look at. You've got to look at the big picture. You can't focus on just one particular area on it at a time. You've got to really keep your mind on all of them. Like like the window above me, just for example. When I'm looking up here, I'm looking up the top, and I'm also looking at the bottom of this building at the same time. I'm looking through both of these doors. I really the big picture. When I'm looking out here, I'm keeping an eye on the doorways on the trailer there, and the buildings on in each building. I'm like keeping an eye on the upper levels and the lower levels at the same time. And it's a lot to take in. A lot of times, it's a lot to kind of process, especially if you're new to playing the game. And that was a stupid place to take cover, by the way. I wouldn't recommend using that. But yeah, when we say check your corners, that doesn't mean I'm gonna rush into the building and literally take time to look at each and every corner. No, I'm gonna do quick checks as I'm moving through. I actually thought that this guy was gonna come running all the way out, and I was gonna try to shoot him from behind, but he didn't come running all the way out, obviously. But anyway, you're doing quick checks moving through as you're moving through the map. When I move in an area, I'll stop right here. I'll pause for just a second, kind of do a really quick glance before I continue on. And usually, that quick glance is really all you need to spot an enemy. He gave you the opportunity to get him before he gets you. Right here, I see the guy here, but at the same time, while I'm looking at him, I've got my eye on these other buildings. The one to the left at the top there, and the one with the 3 on it. I've got all these buildings, and this is why. You know, this is why while I'm staring down there, I'm actually able to pick this guy off, because I'm not just focusing on one area. Alright. Hear this guy come through. Has no idea I'm there. I decided to pick up his weapon. And actually I turn around and come right back, and I guess he's kind of trying to come back for revenge, killing him with his own weapon. Sorry, bro. Sorry. Didn't mean to kill you with your own weapon. Alright, I said, oh, don't need to take cover by an explosive barrel, even though I do have flak jacket on. It just didn't sit well with me. Decided to get on that corner. I've killed that guy in that area twice now, so I decided to see if he was going to try to make a comeback. And so I sit here and wait, and at the same time I'm also listening out, you know, to the left of me here. This whole area back here where I'm at is very, very easy to defend. You can put a claymore down on one side. You know, there's 3 main entry points into the back area and the back side of the spawn there. You can put a claymore down on one and keep your focus on the other 2 entry points, and really kind of effectively hold that area down with just you and 1 claymore. Here a guy in here, and I peek my head around real quick, take off a quick kill. Thank you, sir. Alright. Right here, you know, don't try to, you know, always use your secondaries. If you can, you know, try to, a lot of times, change out your secondary for a more effective weapon. That's not to say that the pistols aren't effective weapons, because they are. A lot of times I'll just run around, and then when I'm playing a match, I'll just run around and just do pistols only, just because it's a lot of fun. Alright, I hear that guy, and I hear him because he made that grunting sound. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, when somebody climbs over something or climbs through a window. Anytime they hoist themselves up on something, they make the grunting sound. Okay? And you always listen out for that sound. If you hear somebody making that sound, you can kind of think, if you know the maps well enough, you can kind of think, okay, what's around me that someone can climb through, or over what windows and buildings are around me that people can get in. You know, ladders, just pretty much anything that somebody can climb up onto. What is it going to be around me that somebody's going to hoist themselves up onto? And okay, and what, you know, when you hear somebody make the noise and say, okay, well, I know there's this ledge there, or that window there, and you can kind of plan your next move accordingly to that, because you can kind of analyze that in your head and figure out, approximate you know, where that guy could possibly be. And I get a lot of kills off of that when I hear somebody making that grunting sound. You know, if I'm moving through the map and I hear that sound just around the corner, and I'll pause and I'll think to myself, okay, where is that coming from? And then where is that guy gonna be? And I knew that it was very possible that that guy had climbed up into that window. So I knew that when I peeked my head around the corner, I had a very good idea of where he was gonna be. All right, so here we get my dogs, and I'll go ahead and call them in, and I'll call in my Blackbird. Love the Blackbird. If you don't use it, you need to check it out. By far one of the most effective and best best kill streaks in the game. Really nothing can stop you. You can't shoot it down. Ghost can't hide from it. The only thing that hurts your Blackbird is the counter spy plan. But other than that, you know, it's really got there's really nothing else that can really counter it. All right, but that's it, guys. Be sure you check those corners and watch. You know, be aware of the map around you. Hope you enjoyed it. My final score was 30-5. If you care, be sure you rate, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And you guys have a good one. Peace.